The dawn of the first formal meeting between humans and Valtorians was an event Zephyr Radcliffe had awaited with both trepidation and excitement. The human Valtorian colony on Elysium was abuzz with anticipation. As a xenobiologist, Zephyr had studied countless alien species, but nothing compared to the enigmatic Valtorians. The air was electric as the Valtorian delegation arrived, led by the imposing Thalrock Vectar. Zephyr's eyes were drawn to a young Valtorian girl named Alara, whose shimmering, iridescent skin and graceful movements captured his attention. As she stepped into the light of the human camp, something extraordinary happened. Her skin flushed with vibrant colors, and she emitted a low, resonant hum. "What's happening to her?" Zephyr asked, his voice edged with concern. Thalrock's expression hardened. "It's an instinctive reaction. One look at humans, and she is driven into a state we call the heat." Zephyr's mind raced with questions, but before he could delve deeper, an urgent message from the colony's command center interrupted. A sudden spike in Valtorian energy signatures had been detected near the human settlement. Both sides braced for a possible confrontation. As Zephyr rushed to the command center, he couldn't shake the feeling that Alara's reaction was just the beginning of something much larger and more dangerous. The initial crisis was averted, but the incident left both humans and Valtorians on edge. Determined to understand the biological and cultural significance of the Valtorian heat, Zephyr requested a meeting with Thalrock. Their conversation was tense. Thalrock's suspicion was palpable as he explained that the heat was a rare state triggered by deep emotional connections. Alara's reaction suggested a profound, instinctive bond with humans, something neither species fully understood. "We're not here to conquer," Zephyr insisted. "We seek knowledge and cooperation." Thalrock's gaze was steely. "Your words are noble, but actions speak louder. Prove your intentions, Radcliffe." Zephyr's resolve strengthened. He began to build a rapport with Alara, who was curious about human culture. Through their interactions, he learned about Valtorian customs, beliefs, and their deep connection to Elysium. Alara's openness contrasted sharply with Thalrock's guarded demeanor, highlighting the generational and ideological divide within Valtorian society. Just as Zephyr started to make progress, a sudden power outage plunged the colony into darkness and alarms blared, signaling a security breach. The power outage revealed a deeper conspiracy at play. Someone was sabotaging the delicate peace between humans and Valtorians. Zephyr, alongside the colony's security team, investigated the breach. Evidence pointed to a rogue faction within the Valtorians, possibly supported by those who opposed Thalrock's leadership. Zephyr's relationship with Alara deepened as they worked together to uncover the truth. Their bond was a beacon of hope amidst the rising tensions. However, Thalrock's suspicion intensified, believing that Zephyr's involvement with Alara was part of a human ploy to manipulate Valtorian emotions. In a heated exchange, Thalrock confronted Zephyr. "You meddle with forces you do not comprehend, human. Alara's heat could spell our doom." Zephyr's eyes blazed with determination. "Or it could be the key to our salvation. We must find a way to control it together." As incidents of misunderstanding and conflict between humans and Valtorians escalated, the colony teetered on the brink of chaos. Zephyr's efforts to mediate were met with resistance from both sides. He discovered that Alara's heat was more than just an emotional response. It was a catalyst that could either unify or destroy their fragile alliance. As they argued, an explosion rocked the colony, and Zephyr was thrown to the ground. When he regained consciousness, Alara was missing, and the colony was in disarray. The explosion marked the beginning of an open conflict between the humans and the rogue Valtorian faction. Desperate to find Alara, Zephyr teamed up with a small group of loyalists from both species, including Thalrock, who reluctantly agreed to a temporary alliance. Their journey to find Alara was fraught with danger. They navigated through the treacherous terrain of Elysium, facing hostile forces and environmental hazards. Along the way, Zephyr and Thalrock's mutual respect grew, and they began to understand each other's motivations. In a climactic confrontation, they found Alara held captive by the rogue faction, who planned to use her heat as a weapon. A fierce battle ensued, testing the limits of their alliance. Zephyr's strategic brilliance and Thalrock's combat skills complemented each other, turning the tide in their favor. As the battle raged on, Alara's powers became uncontrollable, threatening to engulf everyone in a destructive frenzy. Zephyr reached out to her, using the bond they shared to calm her. Just as it seemed they'd succeeded, the rogue faction leader activated a hidden device, triggering a massive energy surge that threatened to annihilate the colony. The energy surge created a dire situation. Zephyr and Thalrock had to act quickly to prevent a catastrophe. Drawing on their newfound trust and understanding, they devised a plan to disable the device and save the colony. Their combined efforts highlighted the potential for cooperation and unity between their species. Alara, now in control of her heat, channeled her powers to stabilize the energy surge. The colony's survival hung by a thread as they raced against time. In a final heroic effort, Zephyr and Thalrock managed to deactivate the device, averting disaster. The immediate threat was neutralized, but the colony was left in ruins. Amidst the devastation, a new understanding emerged between humans and Valtorians. Thalrock, once a staunch opponent of the Alliance, acknowledged the potential for harmonious coexistence. In the aftermath, Zephyr and Alara's bond symbolized the hope for a united future. The colony began to rebuild, with renewed determination to learn from their experiences and forge a stronger, more resilient community. Zephyr stood with Alara and Thalrock, looking out over the rebuilding efforts. "We've come a long way, but this is just the beginning," he said, his voice filled with optimism. Thalrock nodded. "Indeed. Together, we can create something greater than either of us could achieve alone." As they spoke, a mysterious signal was detected from deep within Elysium, hinting at another hidden secret of the planet that could change everything once again.